listening to Pinocchio Obama with his speech. Can you run the speech, please?
Now, I realize there's some in my party who don't think we should make any changes at all to Medicare and Medicaid, and I understand their concerns.
Right.
But here's the truth. Yeah. Millions of Americans rely on Medicare in their retirement. And millions more will do so in the future.
We need more.
They pay for this benefit during their working years. They earn it.
We need more
But with an
corruption.
aging population and rising health care costs,
we need more benefits.
Too fast to sustain the program.
More benefits for the medical grifters.
The system, while protecting current beneficiaries, it won't be there when future retirees.
All right. Come on. I've heard this before.
We have to reform Medicare to strengthen it. I am also...
All right. So how do you reform it already? What are you cutting? What are you cutting? Are you cutting one specialist a year or what? You're letting those who go from doctor to doctor for nothing pay a dime? They're nothing to do, the old people. They go from one doctor to the other just to have attention paid to them.
Republicans who don't believe we should raise taxes on those who are most fortunate and can best afford it.
Who, like the ones who support you? You mean those at Martha's Vineyard? I'm tired of this crap.
Most people in this country struggle to make ends meet. A few of
Not
the most
Michelle, though.
Citizens
she spent $10 million of taxpayer money last year.
Tax breaks and loopholes that nobody else gets.
And what about the loophole of Air Force One and Air Force Two that you two got all of a sudden your hands on? What a loophole that is.
He has asked us to fix.
I'm sorry. I can't take much more of him.
Tax code where everyone gets a fair shake.
Start with General Electric paying $1 on their $5 billion in American income. Ask Jeff Immelt of GE how he gets away with paying nothing on $5 billion in General Electric income in the U.S. And then tell us about Warren Buffett, Mr. Shaky from Omaha, about the deal he got with Bank of America after meeting with you. It's better than the solar company, the deal he got.
I'll also offer ideas to reform a corporate tax code that stands as a monument to special interest influence in Washington.
Like GE?
By eliminating pages of loopholes and deductions, we can lower one of the highest corporate tax rates in the world.
How?
Our tax code should not give an advantage to companies that can afford the best connected lobbyists. It should give an advantage
like General
to companies
Electric,
that
Jeff Immelt sitting in a box right next to Pinocchio Obama. I have never heard anything like this. Someone should scream out, "You lie." I'd like one person to scream out, "You are lying. Liar, tell us about GE." One person, let one man scream out, "Liar, tell us about Jeff Immelt of General Electric," who's clapping right now.
Pay down our debt and pay for this jobs plan in the process.
I can't take it. I'll tell you why. I'm embarrassed to be an American. A, because of the shyster in the White House, the imposter. B, because of the claps every 2 minutes till he finishes a statement. You know, when you even listen to a speech from Portugal, they let the man deliver an intellectually detailed concept before the morons jump up like trained seals every 2 seconds. Whether it be R's or D's, I've never seen anything like it. A nation of dummies.
Should we keep tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires?
You mean like the people you just had dinner with on Martha's Vineyard?
Graduate ready for college and good jobs.
Good jobs, yeah. The dummies come out after partying and using drugs for 6 years. They can have a job waiting. They can't write their own name.
This isn't
went to college. The dummy went to college on a special grant. The dummy spent 6 years smoking dope, snorting cocaine, and getting sex every 2 minutes. And he comes out, he wants to be the CEO, and if he doesn't get it, he screams racism.
And I'm pretty sure I know what most Americans would choose. It's not even close. And it's time for us to do what's right for our future.
We will come back in a moment, and I'm not going to do much more of this. Pinocchio Obama, I cannot take any more of this. It's more largesse for the unions, period, end of story. Ladies and gentlemen, President Obama is speaking.
So far, we've identified over 500 reforms, which will save billions of dollars over the next few years. We should have no more regulation than the health, safety, and security of the American people require. Every rule should meet that common sense test.
He's going to cut back on red tape?
But what we can't do.
Oh, here we go.
What I will not do is let this economic crisis be used as an excuse to wipe out the basic protections that Americans have counted on for decades.
Nobody's ever asked you to do that, so stop double-talking, everybody, with your sophistry. In other words, to eliminate regulations, we're going to pass new regulations to make certain that the old regulations are not diminished in any way, to make certain that the new regulations can come into place.
Jobs and their safety. I reject the argument that says for the economy to grow, we have to roll back protections that ban hidden fees by credit card companies, or rules that keep our kids from being exposed to mercury, or laws that prevent the health insurance industry from shortchanging
Who in
patients.
the world wants to give our children mercury? Are you crazy?
Strip away collective bargaining rights to compete in a global economy.
A night with Venus in a lifetime with mercury makes sense, not what you just said. There's Biden clapping. Apparently there's a big shipment of water guns go out on the stimulus bill.
We shouldn't be in a race
Hillary's being
to the
only
bottom.
shown from the top up.
We try to offer the cheapest labor and the worst pollution standards. America should be in a race to the top.
Please stop it already. I'm in agony listening to this man. Anybody want anything else from me? Anything about any other topic? Pinocchio Obama's lying again. Someone should just scream out, "You lie," once. It would make my day.
Dismantle government, refund everybody's money, and
we didn't say dismantle government. Nobody ever said dismantle government. We said cut out the corruption, like the $500 million you gave to a solar company that went bankrupt and no one knows where the money is.
Yes,
like the $5 billion that GE takes in the U.S. and pays no taxes on.
Of our workers and entrepreneurs that has made this economy the engine and the envy of the world.
And then whatever he whispers, reach for the 2040. That's all I can tell you.
Throughout our history.
The whisper. When you hear the whisper, you know you're getting it good.
And that there's some things we can only do together as a nation.
Why don't you cut back on some of Michelle's travel plans for the rest of the year? Why don't you show us in your own family the sacrifice you're going to make?
But in the middle of a civil war, he was also a leader.
Now we're up to Lincoln?
A Republican president who mobilized.
If he brings up H.G. Wells, I'll know that I've lost my mind altogether.
The National Academy of Sciences. Set up the
because H.G. Wells, by the way, saw a future where there'd be a world government to end world wars, right? If he brings up H.G. Wells, I'm leaving radio. I'm putting that on the line right now. If he references H.G. Wells, I'm quitting radio on the spot.
Not to build our highways, not to build our bridges, our dams, our airports. What would this country be like if we had chosen not to spend money on public high schools?
Now look at Geithner there. Can't even pay his own mortgage, the schmuck. There's Leon Panetta. They move him around from one job to the other. He can't do any of them right, but they move him around. Wow, what a government. My God in heaven, this is frightening. I love government. I absolutely love government. I just want strong, honest men and women to run it. How's that? Does that work for you, ladies and gentlemen of the Savage Nation? I love government. I just want strong, honest men and women, not these grifters and incompetent boobs that you have around you, Mr. Obama.
How many jobs would it have cost us if past Congress has decided not to support the basic research that led to the Internet and the computer chip?
Like your friends at Google, have they ever paid you back for the basic research that they got from the Defense Department for nothing?
Or Medicare, just because it
Do they pay you for the Ames Air Force Base hangar that you let them use? Your friends at Google?
How many Americans would have suffered as a result?
Oh, God.
No single individual built
Again a whisper, get the 2040.
We built it together.
You built it together? What have you ever created for this country? We built it together? What has he ever given this country other than hogwash?
For all, a nation with responsibilities to ourselves and with responsibilities to one another.
I don't think there's enough 2040 in the world for this speech. No, I mean 2040, not WD-40. WD-40 is another thing. No, I mean 2040. It's a lubricant. WD-40 loosens up things that are stuck together. 2040 is an actual lubricant. Nice dress, Michelle. Very nice. Very, very high class choice of color. Very dignified. Magenta.
And Republicans in the past. Every proposal I've laid out tonight will
let me
be
take
paid.
a caller. William in Sacramento, welcome to the Savage Nation. William, should I stop this? Is it disrespectful to the president?
No, please don't stop. You watch his speeches like I do. I love it, Doctor. I really do.
But don't you feel the same things going through your soul when you watch these lies?
As a Tea Party member, I'm absolutely sick.
I'm sick watching this. The Republicans should be screaming out, "You lie," every minute. They should be screaming out, "Tell us about the solar company that got $500 million. Nothing. Nothing. Every minute the seals are jumping up. I'm sending you a free copy of Abuse of Power for your Tea Party, okay? Let's go back to Pinocchio Obama.
And the people who sent us here, the people who hired us to work for them.
Who, the Chinese or the Arabians?
They don't have the luxury of waiting 14 months.
The Chinese want to, I see. The government of China wants quicker results. I'm sorry. I get it. The people who sent them there? Tell us why General Electric, which earned $5 billion in the U.S., paid no income tax, Mr. Obama. You want me very dignified? Tell us why your wife is able to spend over $10 million a year on personal travel, Mr. Obama.
Even day to day. They need help, and they need it now.
Yeah.
I don't pretend that this plan will solve all our problems. It should not be, nor will it be, the last plan of action we propose.
You know, I've heard of jobs that are shovel-ready, and then there's another phrase with a shovel in it that relates to that.
It's been a commitment to stay at it, to be persistent, to keep trying every new idea that works, and listen to
How about cutting back on the government spending? How's that? How's that for a new idea?
Regardless of the arguments we've had in the past, regardless of the arguments we will have in the future, this plan is the right.
I can hear already what's coming later. Oh, the speech was an A+. He hit it out of the ballpark. I can't believe what a brilliant, it's the old Obama is back. What an amazing speech. He saved America single-handedly. He got up there. Oh, my God, we worship him again.
And I ask every American who agrees to lift your voice.
Lift your voice.
Tell the people who are gathered here tonight that you want action now. Tell Washington that doing
nothing. We'd like
nothing
to see you impeached. That's the action we'd like.
Remind us that if we act as one nation and one people, we have.
We'd like to see you impeached for about 15 misdemeanors.
President Kennedy once said, "Our problems are man-made. Therefore, they can be solved by man. And man can be as big as he wants."
Him and Marilyn Monroe got it on pretty good, too. That was a problem that was man-made.
We are tougher
Bill
than the
Clinton had a problem that was man-made in the pantry also.
So let's meet the moment.
The only thing she got out of it was a handbag line that failed.
Let's show the world once again why the United States
What did he just say that I missed?
The greatest nation on earth. Thank you very much.
All right, now go for a nice dinner now. They'll tell you how great you were. Now, let's break now to the liberals. Oh, my God, what a brilliant speech. The man lived up to everything we have ever dreamed of. Can anyone listening to this show tell me anything that this man said, anything this man just said, that makes sense to you? Can anybody tell me you heard anything that will add one dime to the average American? Didn't you see what this was? He's calling for a jobs bill that basically is construction work, and more construction work, which means he's rewarding the unions who are standing behind him 100%. Now, if these construction jobs were going to yield money in the pocket of the average American, I would say then there'd be a justification for it. But how much of that money will actually trickle down to the average American worker? Let's start with the average construction site. How many Americans are working on construction sites, percentage-wise? 20% at most? It's usually 80% illegal aliens. So who do you think is going to wind up with this money? Well, I'll let you figure it out yourself.